In this lecture, I am going to tell you what is Angular, how we can create new Angular project, and then I will tell you about folder structure of Angular applications. And then I will make fast changes in our Angular applications. So what is Angular? Angular is a TypeScript-based free and open source web application framework which is very helpful to create single page applications. So what is single page applications? I already opened two websites in my browser. One is angular.io and another is node.js.org websites. Now let's see the behavior of these two websites. If I navigate one page to another page in this node.js.org website, you see there is a page refresh. And if I navigate one page to another page in this angular.io website, you see there is no page refresh. This is called single page applications. And Angular is very helpful to create such applications. Now, how we will create new Angular applications? For this, we need Node.js installed in our machine. If you have not installed Node.js in your local machine, then you can download it from this website and then you can install it in your local machine. I have already installed Node.js in my local machine. To check the Node.js version which you have installed already in your local machine, you can open a terminal and then you can simply type node-v. This will show the Node.js version which is installed in your local machine. In my case, Node.js version 14.17.4 installed in my local machine. Now, after installing the Node.js, you have to install Angular CLI. From this angular.io website, let's click on this docs link and then let's click on this getting started and then let's click on the setup link. And you need to install Angular CLI. This command will install Angular CLI globally in your local machine. I already installed Angular CLI globally in my local machine, and to see the Angular CLI version which is installed in your local machine, you can simply type ng-version and to hit enter. This will show the Angular CLI version installed in your local machine. So I think I have already installed Angular version 13.0.3. You see, it is showing that Angular CLI version 13.0.3 already installed in my local machine. Now, to create a new Angular project, we need to run this command. We can run this command after installing Node.js and after installing Angular CLI, right? So, I am going to create the project inside my E drive and then js_projects and then under angular-tutorial folder. So I already opened this terminal from this folder. Now I'm gonna write ng new and then our project name. In my case, my project name will be angular-project. So hit enter. If you are using Windows PowerShell or Linux or Mac terminal, then it will ask you some questions. And if you are using Git bash, then this will not ask any questions to you. Git bash will create the Angular project with the default values, but I am using Windows PowerShell, that's why it's asking that would you like to add Angular routing. The default value is no. If you want to add Angular routing, you can choose Y here, but I am not going to choose Y because I will create the Angular routing file later when I will discuss about Angular routing later. So for now, let's hit enter. And then it is asking which style sheet format would you like to use. The default value is CSS. You can choose it as per your choice. For now, let's choose CSS. This will take some time to install the packages, so I am pausing the video. I'll get back to you after some times. The project successfully installed. Now let's go to the project root from the terminal and then let's open the project folder in the code editor. If you have installed Visual Studio Code Editor in your local machine and if you are running code space dot, then this will open the project folder in the Visual Studio Code Editor. You can use any other preferred code editor if you wish. You see, our project already opened in my code editor. Now I am going to tell about the folder structure of Angular. You see, inside this root folder we have lots of files and folders. And the main file here is angular.json, where all the code things are defined, like the source path, the prefix are defined here. You see, the source root is src, that's why we have this src folder, and the prefix is app, and inside this src folder we have app folder. And the other things like output path This is the path actually when we will run our when we will create our Angular build, then the build files will be inside our dist and then under Angular -project folder. So this is the output part defined here, and our index file will be our index.html, which is under SSC folder, and then our main file is main.ts, which is under SSC folder. And we have assets are defined here, and we have styles defined here inside this array. This is our global style file, which is under SSC folder. And if we wish to add any other CSS file, you can add it here one by one. And if we wish to add any other JavaScript file, you can add inside this array. You need to provide the path of that file inside this array. And also we have the project name here, so this is the project name. So that's it for our angular.json file. Now let's open the package.json file. Package.json file where all the dependencies are stored. You see, these dependencies are using by Angular, and if any of them using any other dependency, this will be inside this dev dependencies. And we have scripts inside this scripts object. So these are the predefined scripts provided by Angular: ng, start, build, watch and test. And if you run ng start, then the command will run this command actually. Now actually this is for the packages, right? So when these packages will be installed in your project, the packages will go inside this node_modules folder. And now let's talk about this karma just config.js file. This is actually for the testing configurations. We do not need to worry about this. And we have also other files like tsconfig.json, and another file is that .gitignore. .gitignore is the file when you will push the code to the GitHub repository, then which folder you do not want to push, you can mention it here. Now let's open our SSS folder. I already told you that this index.html file is our entry file, and this main.ts file our main file, which already defined inside this angular.json, right? You see, this is the index file and this is the main file, which is under SSC folder. And if I open this main.ts file, you see the bootstrapping module is app module, which is under app folder. And I forgot to tell you one thing, that we have this style.css file inside this SSC folder, which is our global style file, right, which is included inside our angular.json file. This is the file. So our bootstrapping module is app module. Now let's open the app module, which is under our app folder. So this is the module which is bootstrapping when our application will run first. And inside this module we have this app component. So this is the first component will be displayed when we will run our applications, and we need to declare the component inside this declaration array. So this is the first component, right? So these are the components file: app component.css, app component.html, app component.spec.ts, and app component.ts. So let's open the ts file. I will discuss about these components later, when I will discuss about Angular components later. So for now, let's open this index.html file. You see, we mentioned a component here, app root. This is our main component, and the component this is the component selector, and the selector is defined inside this app component.ts file. You see, the selector is app-root. That's why we can use this app component inside our index.html file, and the components UI inside this app component.html file, and the CSS will be inside this app component.css file, and this is for the testing, and this is the class file, app component class file. Okay, now let's run our Angular applications. So let's open a terminal, and to run the Angular application we can run ng-serve, or we can run npm start. So if we run npm start, what it will do actually, if I open our package.json file, you see there is a command called start, so that we can run npm start, and this npm start will actually run this ngserve command. So we can run npm start or ngserve to run our application in local server. So for now, let's run ngserve command from the terminal. This will start the application in our local development server. It will take some time because it will compile some bundles. So I'm pausing the video. I will get back to you after some time. So all the bundles generated successfully, and our project is running on localhost 4200 port. Now let's open localhost 4200 port in the browser. You see our Angular application is running. Now let's make the first changes in our Angular application. This is actually the UI coming from app component.html file. So this is the main component right now, app component.html, and the UI we can see here, it is coming from this app component.html file. Now if I remove all the things from here and just put one h1 tag, and inside this h1 tag let's add hello world, this will be displayed now. We do not need to restart the server, it will restart the server automatically when we will make any other changes. You see we have this hello world text in the root URL, right? So we successfully made our first changes in the Angular applications. In the next lecture, I am going to tell you about Angular components. So stay connected.